When most people think of school safety, the first thing that comes to mind is an active shooter event or a lockdown or one of the many drills that we practice every day. But the reality of school safety is it's not just one thing. It's a system of things that work together to keep our students safe. At High Impact Programs, we train the whole system. 25 modules built for people who are actually in the building, not just administrators, teachers, office staff, substitute teachers, the adults that students pass by every morning. At High Impact Programs, we organize school safety into 6 domains. Domain 1 is culture and climate. Domain 2 is physical security and daily operations. Domain 3 is emergency response, protocols, and drills. Domain 4 is behavioral and mental health threat management. Domain 5, leadership, communication, and legal. Domain 6, recovery and sustainability. Let's walk through them really quickly and you'll see why a one-page plan is never really enough. Domain 1, culture and climate. Your culture and climate is greatly impacted by complacency. Complacency is the #1 threat inside of any building. What typically happens is nothing bad has happened for a while, so we got comfortable. And the first place this shows up is in reporting. Because we've gotten comfortable, we don't respond to reports the way we used to. We take our time, sometimes we don't get back to staff, and they stop reporting to us. And reporting is such a critical piece to the school safety puzzle. The Secret Service did a study on averted school attacks, and every one of those was stopped because someone noticed a concerning behavior and reported it to an adult, and that adult took action. So reporting is not just a poster on the wall. It is a habit that you build into every adult. In our training, we typically train the gravity of complacency. This is the discipline that sustains a culture over time. We have to focus on what are the things that we have to do every day and make those things important. We have to make sure that people speak up, and when they speak up, that we follow up on it. The second domain, physical security and daily operations, this is the part most districts already think about. Doors, cameras, badges, the perimeter. But security is not the hardware. It is the habits around the hardware. One prop door undoes $1 million security upgrade. But a staff member who scans the parking lot before the first bell, they'll see things that a camera misses. This is what we want from our staff. We want to build sentinels. We train presence and reporting, perimeter and transitions, situational awareness, and the digital perimeter. We train the operations that happen between the drills. Your staff knows the protocol. The harder question is whether they know the parking lot. The third domain, emergency response, protocols, and drills. Everyone practices drills, and most still get it wrong because they train on slides and not scenarios. There are 5 core actions: hold, secure, lockdown, evacuate, and shelter. We also touch on reunification, the part almost no one rehearses, and we discuss the handshake with the responders who arrive. We use the I Love You Guys standard response protocol, the same plain language your first responders use, and we run the scenarios under pressure. A drill that everyone passes tells you nothing. A drill that surfaces the gap is the one that makes you safer. The fourth domain, behavioral and mental health threat management. This is the follow-up to everything climate surfaces. A report that goes into a void teaches students to stop reporting. So when a student speaks up, there has to be a trained adult on the other end who closes the loop. At High Impact Programs, we train the investigative mindset, the behavioral threat assessment process, and how to protect your most vulnerable populations. And we added a full module on mental health and safety issues, because a student in crisis is the most common emergency a school actually faces. This is the domain that separates a safety program from a drill schedule. The fifth domain, leadership, communication, and legal. Your safety culture is established on those ordinary days. It is not established on the day of a crisis. It's established by the principal who documents the small things before the lawyer ever arrives, or the leader who decides under pressure because indecision is its own threat, or the message that goes out accurate and fast when the worst thing is happening. We train the forensic principles, strategic communications, the paper trail that protects the district and the child, and the standing committee that makes all of it last after we leave. And finally, the sixth domain, recovery and sustainability. This is the part almost every plan has 0 pages on. In our training, we focus on the 1,000-day timeline after a critical incident, the substitute who walks into an unfamiliar room a year from now and still knows what to do, the measurement that turns last year's drill into next year's improvement. We train recovery, substitute readiness, and continuous improvement because a safety program that is not built to outlast the people who started it is just one good year. And there you have it, 6 domains, 25 modules, 1 discipline. That is what High Impact Programs delivers. That's what I spent my career building. If your safety plan covers 1 or 2 of these and leaves the rest to chance, that is the conversation I want to have. Reach out, let us walk your building together before the crisis arrives. Safety is not a document, it is a discipline built on the small decisions made every day. I'm Michael Peck. This is High Impact Programs. I hope to see you out there. Thank you and be safe.